Welcome back to Commercial Breaks with Miss Education. I'm Miss Education. Yay. All right, episode 63. Choose your own consequence. Haha. Like Choose Your Own Adventure. I don't know if you guys remember those books where you start reading and then it says, do you want to open door A or open door B? If you want to open door B, go to page 72. If you want to open door A, go to page 21. And you do that until, you get to the end. And the beauty of it is if you mess up and you get eaten by an alligator, you start all over again. But this time you don't make the same decision. You choose a different door, right? So this episode is choose your own consequence, right? And it comes from, I was reading First Chronicles chapter 21, and the story was so incredible. I was like, what? I had to read it over and over again because I was like, what? And so I'm like, okay, do I read the story to you or do I paraphrase it? Because my paraphrasing is horrible, but I'm gonna paraphrase. And my sister's gonna be like, Jen, that ain't it. But I'm telling you where it's from, right? It's First Chronicles 21. So go ahead and read it for yourself. It's really dope. Really it is. So basically what happens is it's David and his army. There's peace in the land. So David tells his top general dude to go and survey the land. Like, I want you to go out here and count how many soldiers I have. And his top general guy, whose name is Joab, is like, I don't think we really should do this. This doesn't make sense. All these lands belong to you. Like, all this territory belongs to you. Everyone, all the men who are able and willing to fight belong to you. So we really don't need to do this. But David, being boss man, was like, I said, do it. So Joab went and did it, right? So Joab goes around and he counts, and he comes out to, there were 1,100,000 men that could handle the sword, including 470,000 in Judah, right? So there were plenty of people out here to fight for him. Joab chose not to include two of the tribes. Remember, there are 12 tribes. He chose not to include two of the tribes because he realized that this was disgusting, right? This was against God's will. So Joab was like, I'm just gonna count 10. I'm not gonna do all 12. So he did 10 of the 12 tribes, right? So David said to God, I'm sorry, I messed up. I shouldn't have done this. And why is that? Is because basically, in essence, David got prideful. He's like, everything's good. I got all these territories. Let me go count my men. And there are clearly plenty of men, which, being human, if I'm like, let me go count my money, bet I got millions of dollars in my account, right? You're going to feel some type of way. You could be like, I'm confident. I'm good. I got millions. I can rest assured. And that's exactly what God did not want. God did not want David to lean on his own understanding, to lean on his own power. God wanted to be like, I'm in control. I win these battles for you, right? But now that you went out in these streets and you counted all these people, you now are puffed up and you think you're better than you really are. You forget who I am. But for me, right? But for me, this happens. In my name, this happens. David's like, shoot, I messed up. I messed up. So it continues. God sent Gad, who's a seer, right? Like a prophet or whatever. And he to David. And Gad says, listen, God sent me here. I got something to tell you. And God's like, he's like, God's giving you an option. You're gonna get in trouble. There's a consequence for your behavior, but God's gonna let you choose your own consequence. Okay, so this is where I was like, this is crazy. God's like, yeah, I'm gonna let you choose your own consequence. Here they are. You get to pick one. Okay, pick one. A, right? Which door do you want? A, you get 3 years of famine. 3 years where the land will be longing for food. That's door A. Or, because you prideful, door B is 3 months of being swept away before your enemies with their sword overtaking you, right? So 3 months where you're going to be in battle. You're going to lose some people. men are going to come after you. The other nations are coming to attack you. You got 3 months of fighting. So again, door A, you got three years of Mother Nature messing with you. 3 years. Or you can pick 3 months of men coming for you. Or option C, door C, reads, or you can have 3 days of the sword of the Lord, right? Days of plague in the land with the angel of the Lord ravaging every part of your country. So let's see. You get 3 years of Mother Nature coming for you. You can have 3 months of men coming at you, or you can have 3 days of me coming for you. Pick one. It's like, what? I had to read that over and over again. I'm like, oh, shoot. Okay. And I had stopped there. I was like, what am I going to do? What would I do? Right. I'm like, and again, just number wise, right? 3 days is so much better than 3 years, right? Just number wise. I'm a number person. 3 years, 3 months, 3 days. No brainer. I'm going for 3 days. No brainer. But then I'm like, this is dumb. Like, that's a no brainer. Why'd you put that in here? This makes no sense. And then it dawned on me. Yeah. 3 months of Mother Nature fighting you. You know, I guess you could store up food. You could try to fight Mother Nature. But Mother Nature has no mercy. That's 3 years. My apologies. 3 years. 3 months of men coming at you, right? People who don't like you coming at you. That's ruthless, right? If someone doesn't like you, the things they can do to you are unimaginable, especially if they're possessed by demons, right? The things they can do to you, unimaginable. Or 3 days of God coming for you. Now, of the three, Mother Nature, men, and God, the most powerful is God, which means the most destruction that can happen is via God. So let's continue, right? So that's it, right? It goes on. So David says, I am in deep distress. Let me fall into the hands of the Lord, for his mercy is great. But do not let me fall into the hands of men. He's like, listen, I know God's punishment is going to be savage, but I rather fall in the hands of God. I rather God give me my consequences than let men touch me. Okay? And here's what God did. God don't play. He's like, oh, okay. So God sent a plague on Israel, and 70,000 men in Israel fell dead. A plague is like a pandemic, right? And God sent an angel to destroy Jerusalem. So that's their city. God destroyed Jerusalem. But as the angel was doing so, God saw it and was grieved because of the calamity, and said to the angel who was destroying the people, enough. Withdraw your hand. He said, stop. Enough. I'm done. Because God is in control. And I was like, yo, God. This just made me think, right? When I mess up and I have to deal with the consequence, what do I do? When we mess up, we have consequences. What do we choose? And it's comforting to know that I choose God. And I know that God is more powerful than anything out there, right? Anyone out there. And that his consequences are more severe. However, Jesus loves me, this I know. And in his love and his mercy, he will hold me. You know what I'm saying? He will do what's best for me. It's like us as parents. When our kids act the fool, it's like, do you want the world to punish you or do you want me to punish you? Because you're going to get punished anyway. There is a consequence for what you did. You will receive a consequence. But if the world gives you that consequence, there is no love behind that. They don't care about you. They will mistreat you and they will have no mercy. They will be relentless. But if I, your mom, right? If I, your parent, if I consequence you, because you deserve a consequence, you messed up, okay? If I, your parent, gives you the consequence, I do it out of love. and I have mercy on you. And I'm with you every step of the way. Choose your own consequence, right? I don't know. For me, when I read that and I keep reading it, I found that to be so inspiring. Like, there are times that we are going through things in life, and they are the consequences to our behaviors, to our actions, to our decisions. But if we are nestled in the arms of God as we go through these consequences, we can rest assured that His mercy endures forever. And that while you are going through the consequences, that there's an almighty God there with you. And that when time is enough, when He understands and when He sees it is time, He will say, stop, enough, withdraw. Withdraw from my baby. Release my baby. She got it. She's good. She learned her lesson. Now let her go. Restore her back. And not only do we restore her, right? Just as like Job, the story of Job, right? He lost everything. And then God gave it back to him, plus more. So not only will I restore you after your consequence, I will lift you up. Y'all telling me God ain't dope? And look, I know there are people like, Jen, God ain't real, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, look, everything starts with the mind. We all think stuff, right? This is faith. You believe in something and you act according to your beliefs. I believe 100% God is real. But even if, let's say God isn't real at the end of the day, just holding on to these beliefs gives me strength, allows me to walk through this life, through this journey differently. 'Tis better, and I know, right, it's cliche, but 'tis better to believe and find out that He wasn't real than not to believe and find out He's real. The belief of God by itself sustains me, allows me to interact with people differently, allows me to interact with circumstances differently, allows me to go through trials and tribulations differently. I believe. You know what I'm saying? And for the non-believers, there is beauty, there is peace that passes all understanding when you gain that relationship with God and you believe in Him. Anyway, I thought this was really pretty cool. Choose your own consequences. And every time, choose God, right? When you're doing well, choose God. And even when you mess up, choose God. Till next time, God is dope. Peace out. Commercial breaks with Miss Education. Bye.